Right. Let's do some Game Awards picks. So I'm probably gonna. I'll vote for. I'm gonna vote for what I think should win, and then I'll also give my guess on what will win, because these are two very different categories. And also, just so everyone's on the same page, the way the voting for this works is that where is it? You can go and find the jury. So all these gaming outlets, like everyone who works for them, gets basically an anonymous big form to fill out. It can be like a Google Doc or something like that. And they're just given like the category title, and it's give us your pick for this category from this year. And then the top 5 or 6 are tallied up. And then those are how you get your nominations and your winners after they take into account, because those are 90% of the overall votes, and then fan voting is the last 10%. So if everything was split down the middle, but the fans all went kind of like one way, then that would sway it. But it's I would love to see the behind the scenes numbers on how many times the fan vote has actively swayed a decision, because I imagine it's not very many times. Just with a big 90-10 and all. Right, let's look at the categories. We'll start in reverse. Don't want to start with Game of the Year. Best esport team. Well, out of these, the only one I actively watch is NRG, or is Valorant. I kind of have my ear to Counter-Strike sometimes, you know, but Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, I ain't watching that. Dota 2, I don't know enough about it. League of Legends, I don't know enough about it to watch it. So I'm gonna vote NRG, because it's the only one I've actually watched. In terms of what's gonna win, probably Gen G for League. So we'll go with that. Best esports athlete. So I'm picking Forsaken. This is just another Valorant's like the only one I know anything about this year. And Paper X, my favorite team. Forsaken, best player on that team. So I'm picking him. In terms of who I think's gonna win though. I could see Zywoo. He's always a big name in CS. Chovy? Jihoon? Jihoon? I know that name, Jihoon. So I'm going to say Jihoon is going to win it, but I'll put my vote on Forsaken. Best esports game. This one, even though Valorant is the one I watch, I still wouldn't pick it here. I'd probably pick CS. CS is just timeless in terms of esports. This motherfucker has been around for such a long time, and it's still really similar to what it's been like the whole time. So I'm gonna pick CS. And I think CS is going to win that. Or maybe League. League might win it. League had a big year this year, from what I understand. But I'll go CS2. Well, it's just Counter-Strike generally. Content Creator of the Year. I don't watch anyone here, so Burnt Peanut, you're gonna win. You're my pick, and you're gonna win. Most anticipated game. It is not fair that GTA 6 gets to win this twice. My most anticipated is Witcher 4. I seen that CD Projekt Red nabbed up the lead quest designer for Warhorse Studios, the Kingdom Come Deliverance people, and the Kingdom Come Deliverance questing is really fun. So that's got me excited. But GTA 6 will win this, because it just can't not win it. Witcher 4 isn't coming out for another 3 years? Oh yeah, it's far away, for sure. I'm still gonna wait for the Witcher 1 remake as well. Brutal. I'd love to play it. Although I do own Witcher 1 on GOG, and I did launch it up. I want to say about 2 weeks ago, just to see. I was curious to see how it played, and surprisingly, it doesn't play that badly. From what you'd hear, it's like an unplayable janky mess compared to like modern standards, but it wasn't that bad. Not bad. Maybe I'll play it before playing the remake at some point. Who knows? But yeah, GTA 6 will win this. Best adaptation. Just please to God, do not let the Devil May Cry one win. Last of Us Season 2 is apparently poo-poo. Devil May Cry, the dude who directed it, is fucking big stinky. Yeah, I don't know when this Until Dawn thing happened either, to be honest. I was surprised when I heard about that nomination as well. You know what? Minecraft movie. You can have it. And it's probably going to win. It's definitely the biggest of any of them here. So I think Minecraft movie is probably going to win that. And I'll throw my vote on it too. Right. Best multiplayer. Uh-oh. In terms of what I think is going to win, I think Arc Raiders is going to win it. It just has too much momentum going into the voting stage of this. I was surprised by how much I loved Night Rain. Like, how much of a good time that was. I really thought that was, like, the first couple of runs I did of it, I thought, like, oh, this is literally just, they just mangled together some kind of, like, multiplayer run-based mode thing. And then the more I played it, was like, oh, there's actually, you know, like, a lot of thought and depth put into this, so. Really, really good time. Battlefield 6 could win it, because it's like a return to form for Battlefield and all that sort of stuff. Well, return to form in the Battlefield 3 and 4 sense. And apparently Battlefield 6 is the best-selling game of the year. Like, way above COD, which is, like, the first time that will have ever happened. Which is kind of insane. COD really just, like, face-planted hard this year. It'll be interesting to see where COD goes from where it is currently. Peak is probably the one I would want to win. So I'm going to throw my vote in on Peak. You voted Peak even though you haven't played it. Fair, that's respect. Big respect on Peak. Split Fiction is an interesting one because I have no doubt it is an incredible multiplayer game. Man, it could also win here too. A lot of people were surprised this didn't get a Game of the Year nomination, so I could see it winning here too. But I'm going to say Arc Raiders just because the recent momentum of it I think is really, really strong. It probably will. Yeah, most likely will. Right, best sports / racing. Oh boy, Sonic Racing Crossworlds. It is my vote, and it's what's going to win, in my opinion. Legitimately a really good kart racer. From the bit I've played of it. Like, it was really competent, the driving was really fun, the power-ups are good. The whole Crossworlds thing, where you travel into different maps based on who's in first place, like, their decision. Like, they drive over a certain pad, and they get to pick, like, what map you go to, and it completely changes up the course and everything. Just really, really fun. The music was incredible. Really good time. My only problem with it was, I don't think it should have been a full-price game. Not, like, 20 quid or anything, but just definitely not, like, 70 quid. Rematch probably would have won this if it had kept its momentum better. But I'm going to say Sonic Crossworlds will win this, and that's got my vote. Best sim / strategy. I'm going to say Final Fantasy Tactics is probably going to win this. I think Jurassic World Evolution 3 is apparently really good. I'm not involved in that space at all. So I don't know, but I just remember hearing some very good things about it, potentially. Civ 7. Tempest Rising. It was actually really good. It was a real, like, blast from the past RTS, from what I played of it. Like, really reminded me of, like, Red Alert. But it would be cool if this one, because it would be really cool for, like, a traditional RTS to just swoop in and be like, boom. We never went anywhere. The Altars, I kind of mad on it after a while. 2 Point Museum, I don't know much about it. So I'm going to vote Tempest Rising, just in case it helps. But I think Final Fantasy Tactics will win that one. And Best Family. This is like one of the hardest ones. Like, which could this possibly be? Like, Donkey Kong Bonanza? It's a Game of the Year nominee, so you'd think like it kind of has to win. I'm also going to try to avoid doing that. Well, predicting which one will win, it's probably just going to be a Game of the Year nominee, but I'm not going to pick those usually. It's tough. It's Donkey Kong Bonanza or it's Split Fiction in terms of best family game. Lego Party, I don't think really caught enough attention. Game journalists will vote Split Fiction so they can see a fair speech. His speeches are fun, to be fair. Can't blame him. I'll give my vote. I want to see that speech too. But I think Donkey Kong Bonanza will win it. Because Donkey Kong Bonanza isn't going to win Game of the Year, I think it'll win this. Best fighting game. This is a weird one because 3 of these fighting games did not come out this year. So Virtua Fighter 5 is like 10 years old or something. It's like quite old. But the Revo World Stage thing was like a modernized update for it. I don't think it was like a full re-release. It's a bit weird. I'm not entirely sure. But it's essentially to get people's eyes back on Virtua Fighter as 6 is being made. The Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is like 1 through 4 and everything in between, I think. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, that came out this year. And Capcom Fighting Collection 2. That's like just, you know, a collection of other older games. So 2XKO is probably going to win this and it would probably get my vote. Yeah. Yeah, I can get mine. It's probably going to win as well. Best RPG. Interesting. Interesting. I see some people angry that Avowed was up here. I do understand why people were upset with Avowed. But at the same time, I feel like it's a victim of their own expectations kind of thing. But then again, it's coming from Obsidian. I don't think they did anything to kind of dissuade those expectations. I think a lot of people expected Avowed to be more like Outer Worlds 2. And it was a lot more combat and exploration focused than like building a specific character for like roleplay purposes. And doing that sort of thing. It was definitely more about the combat and stuff. Very underwhelming. I expected it to be like Tainted Grail. Yeah, I think it coming from Obsidian, and a lot of people were saying this looks like Obsidian's Skyrimancer, or version of Skyrim. And I don't think they ever did anything to kind of be like, you know, quell those rumors at all. I think Avowed, like, if you just meet it where it's at, I think it's a pretty damn fun game. Like, it looks great, it's gorgeous. The combat's a lot of fun. Some of the best combat I've seen in, like, or that I've played in an RPG. And the exploration is constantly, like, engaging. There's always something to look at and be exploring and loot to find, and, you know. That part of it was really fun. No trails in the sky. Robbed, snubbed. That's the one. So, like, it's easy to say, like, Expedition 33 is probably just going to win this. And it probably will. It probably will. But I think the one that deserves this the most is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Like, by far, I think this deserves Best RPG. I think Claire Obscure Expedition 33 has, like, a lot of really good things going for it. But I do think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is, like, a better RPG. So that gets my vote. Now that all the DLC's out for that, now I can go back to that game now. Even though the last DLC is, like, apparently that one bit from Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 that I just didn't enjoy at all, going into the monastery. So that's funny. It makes me sad seeing Monster Hunter Wilds here, because fuck. it should have been up here with like a strong chance to win this. Like this should have been Clair Obscur, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and Monster Hunter Wilds all just like in an absolute scrap for this win. But Monster Hunter Wilds just, it streamlined way too much from previous games in an attempt to grab an even wider audience. And it just took out a whole lot of what makes Monster Hunter fun. Or like, it was still fun to play, but it wasn't as fun to stay. If that makes sense. And then Outer Worlds 2, it's good. It's just not, you know, these two good. But yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, absolutely incredible. It does make me sad that their quest designer is gone now, because, you know, what's their next thing going to be like in terms of that? But I'm sure they've got enough people there that know the ins and the in and outs of quest design by now. Because it's 2 games he worked on, so they probably got it. Probably nothing to worry about. But yeah, Clair Obscur is probably going to win this, but I could see a Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 win on this. Best Action Adventure. Silksong is probably going to win this. Ghost of Yotei, I think it's just too similar to Ghost of Tsushima. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It was good. It was good. But it was more so... This game, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, reminded me of when... You know how, like, when movie tie-in games used to come out? And you'd just be like, oh, well, you know, so that game's gonna be shit. And then it turns out it's King Kong movie tie-in game. And you're like, what? This game's good? They made a good game? And it's more the surprise of it being a good game. I think that's what's happened with this. I think a lot of people just expected this to be some, like, weird tie-in game. Or just cash-in game that just didn't go anywhere. And it was like, wow, it's actually good. But yeah, I think Silksong will win this. Death Stranding 2 is a close second, though. I'll give it to Silksong. Best Action Game. My personal pick here, Ninja Gaiden 4. The action in Ninja Gaiden 4 was so much fun. So flashy. So, like, rewarding to do, to learn. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, Platinum have become, like... Platinum, I don't think will be making their own games anymore. I think other studios will now just get Platinum to do their combat. And then, like, that's it. You know? So, like, Team Ninja, I believe, did all the, you know, story and characters and the writing and all that. And then Platinum are just like, we will make the combat. I think they also did the level design as well, which is why it's so, like, straightforward. Battlefield 6, I could see winning that. I don't see Doom Dark Ages winning it. It was too much of a, kind of a, not a flop. It wasn't bad. It wasn't Doom Eternal. They've still got that new IP coming. Oh, do they? Oh, fair enough. Maybe they do. Maybe they will still be making their stuff. But I have a feeling that's the way they're gonna go. I would be surprised if Platinum is still here in like 5 years. To be honest, because they lost a lot of their like lead design members, who went off to make the new Team Clover with Capcom. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Platinum, because there's a lot of really, really good talent there. So I hope they do stick around. I hope things get better for them, and they get rid of the Platinum curse of their games never selling very well. It's funny that the Hades song is now on here during this part. I don't think Hades 2 will win this. I think it's just a little bit too similar to Hades 1, even though it is better than Hades 1, in my opinion. In terms of the combat and the action and stuff. Don't think Doom the Dark Ages will win it. Battlefield could win it. I think Shinobi Art of the Vengeance. For me, it's between probably these two, just from what I've seen of Shinobi. Shinobi Art of the Vengeance looks really, really good. Like really, really good art style. Absolutely gorgeous to look at. So I could see it winning in a world, but I think Ninja Gaiden 4, Hades 2, and Battlefield 6 outshine it too much. But I'm gonna pick Ninja Gaiden. But I'm gonna say Hades 2 probably wins this category just because it's a Game of the Year contender. Best VR/AR. Apparently this Marvel's Deadpool game was shit. Apparently it's really bad. Alien Rogue Incursion. I don't remember hearing really much of anything, so I think it was just kind of meh. Came out, you know, made a bit of a bloop, tiny splash, and then just went along its way. Arcane Age, I have no idea. Ghost Town, I have no idea. The Midnight Walk, I have no idea. The Midnight Walk is the only other one I've like heard of properly, so I'm gonna pick that one. And it's gonna win, I think, in my opinion, as well. Best mobile game, it's Uma Musume Pretty Derby. It's just not even close. It's just not even close. Just pick it, just move on. It's gonna win this category easily. Not even close. Best debut indie game. Oh, they've already removed it. So Megabonk was on here, but the dev requested to be removed from this category because he said that he had worked on other games, and he didn't think it was fair for him to be included in debut indie. Which also means probably, you know, Clair Obscur and Dispatch should also not be in here because many people on those teams worked on other games, but I think he was a bit of a solo dev, so maybe, you know, feels a little bit different about it. Hard to say. Obviously, these are getting voted because they're the first games of a new studio, so that's fair enough, you know. Again, it's like Clair Obscur, though, being in this category is so fucked for the rest of these. Like, it's so brutal. Clair Obscur will win this. I'm gonna say... I'm gonna give it to Blueprints, though. I think it's the biggest surprise. I don't know what Despelote is. I have not played it, I haven't seen anything about it, so I can't say. But Blueprints, I think, was the biggest, like, wow. You know, had everyone talking about Blueprints for a while. You know, Clair Obscur not included. Voted Dispatch since end of year. Hype for it, might give it a chance against E33. I could see Dispatch winning this. It's like a small chance though compared to this, but I think Blueprints deserves it. It's like a really small team for Blueprints. It was incredibly it felt incredibly original. Obviously, a classic thing of, you know, if you really cut it up into pieces, no particular part of it is very original, but put the whole thing together and it's like wow, you've got a really well-made game here. Yeah, I'll give it to that. But Clair Obscur is just going to win that. Best independent game, and here we have that whole exact conversation all over again, except it's 3 Game of the Year contenders in one category. And then in comes the whole conversation of should Clair Obscur be, you know, an independent game when it has Kepler Interactive, which they're not a big publisher, but they are a publisher. Like, you probably have to give it to Hades 2 or Silksong if we're cutting Expedition 33 out of this category. So it's going to win this category, so they contribute to the game's development, they're not independent. Yeah, it'd be nice if... See, the description just says, you know, technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. So I don't know if there's something about the Kepler Interactive, Sandfall Interactive relationship that isn't, is not the traditional publisher systems. Like, maybe there's something going on there, I don't know. Skip that. I think Hades 2 or Silk Song probably has to win this. I'll give this to Hades 2 because I voted for Silk Song before. But these two are like very equal in my mind. Although I guess it is, you know, less people made Silk Song. Let's not forget Absolem though. Absolutely fantastic game. In a world it could win this. Just not, or in another year it could win this, just not this year. It's so funny because for like any of these three to win this category, you have to be like, okay, so if we remove Clair Obscur and we remove Hades 2 and we remove Silk Song, then one of these three could win. Like brutal year, brutal year. I'll give it to Hades 2. I think the way they did their early access stuff was really good. Best community support, it's Baldur's Gate 3, baby. Final Fantasy XIV this year, I heard, was not so great. The expansion was a bit weak. Dev updates have been a bit weak. I know they're doing something with mods in the next big expansion that a lot of people aren't happy about, although I do think it's for the betterment of the game. We'll see how that goes. Fortnite just is Fortnite. I don't think it does anything particularly special. Helldivers 2 is in a constant roller coaster of we're so back, it's so over, we're so back, it's so over. No Man's Sky is an easy second pick. But Baldur's Gate 3 had like that massive update at the start of the year that added like a new subclass to every class, and you know, there had to be entire gameplay changes throughout the entire game for each single one of those to be on par with like the rest of the classes. Like, incredible. This will be their third year in a row winning that, if they win that, I think. Best ongoing. I can say a lot of what I just said. So same for that, same for that, same for that. Marvel Rivals. As much as it's not my sort of thing these days, Marvel Rivals could be up there. It does have all the egregiously, like, expensive skins and all that sort of stuff, though. I'm gonna give it to No Man's Sky. Because it's still just coming out with free updates, like, just constantly. All the time. Absolute insanity. Now, Games for Impact. This is the one I probably know the least about, just because I haven't played any of these. South of Midnight is really the only one I know much of anything about. Wonderstop. This is made by the dude who did Stanley Parable, if I'm correct. There's some notable developer made this. I can't remember who it is. But I was surprised when I found out that they had made this. Because it just felt so different. But I'm going to give it to South of Midnight just because it's the only one I am fully aware of, really. And I'll say it's probably going to win it as well. Innovations in accessibility. Now, I don't know too much about this, but I do remember hearing that Assassin's Creed Shadows legitimately had some really good accessibility settings. It was like one of the only good things I heard about it, and it was like actually really good. I do also remember hearing that Adamfall had some good stuff, Doom Dark Ages as well. EA Sports FC, I have no idea. South of Midnight, I have no idea about the accessibility. I'm personally going to vote Assassin's Creed Shadowfall, just because it's the one I've heard the most about. But, yeah, I'm going to say it'll win as well. Best performance. This is a really funny one, because it has 3 people from Clair Obscur. I'm pretty sure in all prior years of the Game Awards, they have limited it to 1 nomination per game. But for this one, there was just so many good ones that were like, fuck, we can't have just one. We can't have just one. Ben Starr. We know he's a good voice actor. My only thing with Ben Starr is whenever you hear him, you know it's Ben Starr. Immediately. That's like, you know, I've heard him in so many games that it's just like, I hear him and immediately I'm like, oh, this is Ben Starr. You know, whatever character he's portraying. Loads of people are cancelling Erika Ishii. Well, she can't win. I'm sorry. I'm sure for very normal things. That's true. Jennifer English and Troy Baker. Troy Baker, less so much. But Jennifer English, yeah, I haven't really heard her much in, or I haven't heard her in many things where I don't immediately just hear Jennifer English and go like, oh. Oh, she's on Tifa? Hell yeah. I'll vote for her. You know what? I also like that Konatsu Kato is here, which she's the Japanese voice actress for Hinako in Silent Hill F. I think this is one of the first times that a non-English voice actor has got nominated. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think. Which is really cool to see her nominated here. I haven't watched or played any of Ghost of Yotei, so I can't really speak on Erica's. But I hear it was good. Troy Baker now. Holy fuck. His Harrison Ford is perfect. Like, perfect. It is not even remotely close. It is insanely good. It is so good to the point where, like, if you played that game and just the whole way through just thought it was Harrison Ford, like, just giving it a fucking good go again, like, I would just completely agree with you. It's like, yeah. I only knew because beforehand I'd seen something about him being the voice actor. And then I heard him speak in the game and I was mind blown. I was like, what the fuck? This just is Harrison Ford. You've not played Ghost of Yotei yet? No. Just wait for it to come to PC. Ghost of Tsushima didn't really grab me too much. I like certain aspects of it. The combat was the main thing that I liked. But I didn't like a lot of the open world, you know, guff that seems to go with all open world games now. Yeah, I'd probably give it to Troy Baker just because of how insanely good a Harrison Ford impression he does. But I would like to see Konatsu win it. And I think, from what I've heard of that voice acting, obviously I didn't finish this game, but from what I heard of it, and from what I've heard that other people say, I think she would deserve it. I mean, everyone here deserves it. All these performances, I would presume, are insane. I'll give it to Troy Baker. Give it to Troy Baker. I think Ben Starr's probably going to win it, though. Just because, you know, he's a community darling. They all love him. He's a likable guy, to be fair. Ooh, best audio design. Now, is this... I forget. Is this... This isn't soundtrack, right? Or is soundtrack included in this? Is there a separate category for soundtrack? It's not... Okay, so soundtrack's a separate thing. I always forget. Okay, so Claire Obscure, I'm happy enough not voting for you here. This is how the gun sounds, etc. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I couldn't remember if it also included soundtrack. I could see Silent Hill F winning that. Really good ambient sound. Really, really good. Fantastic atmosphere in that game, just through use of the audio. Ghost of Yotei, I'm sure, has absolutely incredible sound design. Death Stranding 2 on the beach probably as well. Battlefield 6. As much as Battlefield 6 is not the Battlefield I personally wanted to be, the sound design in it is pretty damn incredible. I think this is actually one of the categories that Claire Obscure's in, where I don't think it's actually just an easy win for it, you know. Its sound design is good, but not outstanding. If we're stripping, you know, like voice acting and soundtrack away from, you know, audio design. Which we are. You voted Yotei in this? Interesting. I'm gonna go Silent Hill F, but I think Battlefield 6 will win it. Best score music. Well, there we go. It's easily Claire Obscure. Like, this is the most winningest category, other than, like, Game of the Year. In fact, this is the most winningest category for it, period. It is not even... It's not even a competition. Other people... Like, these are all really good. It's actually ridiculous to say that, as well. Where Hades 2 is here. Where Silksong is here. and where Death Stranding 2 is here. It is insane that there is a game that has such good score and music that it's not even close with those also being there. Because Hades 2's music is so good. Silksong's music is so good. Death Stranding 2's music is so good. Ghost of Yotei, I'm sure it's probably really good. But Ghost of Tsushima's soundtrack didn't really do much for me. It was like fine, did the job. I imagine this is probably much of the same. But yeah, it's like Jesus Christ. It's just easily that. Right, best art direction. It's probably gotta be... This is probably an easy Expedition 33 one as well. There's a lot of really cool, like, designs and aesthetic and stuff in Expedition. Like, lots of really cool stuff. Silksong and Hades 2, also just incredibly stylized game. Ghost of Yotei, like, Ghost of Tsushima was an absolutely gorgeous art direction game. So, again, I imagine this is as well. Include technical in this as well for some reason. I guess maybe they didn't want to have a category that's just for how good does a game look. Because that feels kind of shallow. You know, if you're just doing raw, like, compute power, how realistic graphic look, you know. I guess maybe they wanted to avoid that category. Really want E33 to win big in the non-indie categories just so Ubisoft might get off their arses. It's too late for Ubisoft. It's too late. They're done. They're done. Well, they're not done. You see that there was that leak that in an earnings call or something like that, that Assassin's Creed 4 remake will be coming out, I think, either in March of next year or before March of next year. Because they said it will be coming out within like a certain fiscal quarter. I imagine a lot of their potential future might ride on that, to be honest. If it has multiplayer that could save them. Probably won't. To be honest, probably won't. I think it's going to be like a Mass Effect Legendary type situation, if I had to guess. Best art direction, though. Yeah, I think I just have to give it here. Although it is very close between Hades and Silksong. I could see either one of those two also potentially pulling this in. Death Stranding 2, I haven't seen all of it, so maybe it's got some crazy stuff. Visually, like, the most... Like, if you wanted to say the most downright, like, realistic, incredible, like... Yeah, like, realism, graphics, whatever. Death Stranding 2, like, probably wins this. But yeah, probably Expedition. That'll be mine as well. Best narrative. So, I did not finish Silent Hill F, just because the gameplay of it wasn't my particular favorite. But I have watched a playthrough of it. Like, someone going through all the playthroughs. In fact, it's Pat Stares At. He went through all the playthroughs, did everything there is to do. And a lot of people played this game, the first playthrough, and then just were like, okay, I'm done. Because, I mean, that's how it usually is for most games. But this game kind of has like a near kind of thing, where as you go through each other playthrough, you get different context and different insights into different things, and it completely changes endings and all this sort of stuff. So to get like the actual ending for this game, you have to go through 4 times. Or is it 3 times? Maybe 4. It's 4 times. And I think Silent Hill F probably should win this. It's really good. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, didn't finish it, got about halfway through. The story was good. I was having a good time with the story. I don't think it was anything like best in class here. Ghost of Yotei, that's actually the weakest part I've heard about this game, is the story. It's just a revenge story. That's it. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Heard good things. And then Clair Obscur. I hear interesting things about the narrative of Clair Obscur. A lot of people say that it doesn't stick the landing at the end of the game. I don't know anything other than that. But taking that all into account and what I've seen, I'm going to go Silent Hill F. And I think... Nah, you know what? Clair Obscur is probably just going to win this category as well. Nearly there. Best game direction. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. I mean, this just has to be Expedition, I think. Best Running 2 on the Beach. In this regard, I believe, is very much like more of the first one, but bigger and better. Ghost of Yote, more of the first one, but bigger and better. Hades 2, more of the first one, but bigger and better. Split Fiction, probably in a similar-ish, but not quite sort of situation. And Clair Obscur didn't... A lot of people like to say it revived the JRPG, like, genre. It definitely didn't do that. But I think it got a lot of people caring about turn-based, like, RPG-style stuff. And I think that's just impressive in and of itself. So, it's gonna win it, and it's got my vote. And then we got Game of the Year. And then we got Game of the Year. I mean, we all know what's gonna win. I heard someone say that Donkey Kong Bonanza just does not deserve to be here. I remember hearing a lot of good things about it when it came out, and it looked fun enough. But I haven't watched like a full playthrough or anything. But I remember, I just heard a few things about it. So I don't think it has a chance to win. I don't think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has a chance to win. Although, out of what's here, it would personally be mine. Can't believe Game of the Year was your last category. The script is too strong. Oh, these are in order. You just hit previous. Like the Game of the Year was the last one. Let's see here. It was like third for you? Oh, it should be either first or last. Unless if you do like the, well, I'll do it here in a minute, but let's get through this. Hades 2 is the highest rated game of the year. So it's got like a tiny little inkling of a chance. Hollow Knight Silksong, I think, is probably the closest second. But Clair Obscur just is winning this. Like, it just is. I think it has like a 90% win chance. Maybe 95. And then Silksong probably has like 5%. And then it would be like Hades 2, or maybe Death Stranding. Yeah, but I personally, I'm voting for Kingdom Come Deliverance, Game of the Year. Personally. I think that game is like just too incredible. In terms of like how much good content is in there. And it's like a niche RPG in the sense of like how strict it wants to be with its systems and how much it wants you to commit to certain things in the game. So like that gets my vote for that. But Clair Obscur is just too... It's too strong. It's too strong. But Silksong might get a second. Who knows? Yeah. That's it. That's my voting. That's my predicting. Job's done.